Alright, folks. Lord Xenon here. Now we are on part 4 of the Summoner's Guide to Instances in Final Fantasy XIV. This time we're going to be tackling Copperbell Mines. This is a level 17 dungeon that caps to level 20. You unlock it again almost immediately after completing Temterra Deepcroft. Since we are at level 20, we got a couple new skills to worry about. I'll just mention them very briefly after I greet the party. The first you might have seen on my bar when we were running Temterra. It is Diversion down here. And that is an ability that basically reduces the amount of hate that I generate. In the earlier dungeons, it's not as useful. Later dungeons, it becomes considerably more useful. So it's generally a good idea, as you are starting to attack things, just put it on. That way you'll generate less hate as you make attacks. The other thing you'll notice is I now have 2 diamonds on my ether flow gauge. So now my ether flow is charging up, giving me 2 charges, so I can use my energy drain ability more often. As I've said before, I don't find energy drain to be the most useful ability, but it does do some damage. That's an impressive hat. By now, you should be used to the general strategies on these trash pulls. Drop your dots, move on to the next target. If you get picked up by an enemy, oh, that one we completely avoid. I'm getting a lot of hate here. When you get hate, the best thing to do is to pull your the target that you have the hate on over to the tank, so the tank can easily pick it up. Maybe I should be a little more careful with my targeting on this. Looks like we're good against these targets. The key thing to remember is that Heka, however you pronounce it, breaks out of that wall there as you're passing by. So if you're tanking, make sure you pick it up. If you're DPSing, make sure that the tank picks it up. Yay! I hit level 24. Again, I'm seeking to 20, so it really doesn't matter. But it saves me having to level stuff later. Now this dungeon is really the first dungeon where you start getting some bosses with interesting mechanics. Then you had some interesting mechanics in Temterra with the last boss, with the imps that shielded the boss from attacks. But the bosses in Copperbell are really intended to teach you how to deal with boss mechanics in general, and the fact that sometimes just blasting things is not the way to win. Though oftentimes it is, and we'll get to that when we start getting to the bosses. Oh yes, as you're traversing this dungeon, you'll see these items you can pick up. The 6 ounce pinches of fire sand. You will need to pick up 2 such pinches in order to open the blast doors that we'll be getting to shortly. So we picked up 1. There should be another one in this room up the top of the hill. They're going to get that. Somebody else is going to drop the fire sand into the powder chamber. And then we activate the blasting device. And it opens the wall into the first boss chamber. Now this boss really isn't so much a boss as it is a series of enemies that are very easy to kill, and then finally a boss at the end of it. Now I like to position myself over here, because a lot of the bosses come out of that little ramp up at the top. With these, I actually just kind of like to, instead of dropping Miasma and Bio, just drop Bio, because it's an instant cast, and these guys just really die too quickly to worry about anything else. The melee fighter as well, and especially the archer who has very quick attacks, is making short work of these guys. Alright, now the flambeaus will start appearing out of that upper area. Again, I'm just going to drop Bio instead of Bio and Miasma. These guys are dropping way too quick for me to get through an entire cast of Miasma. In fact, most of these I'm not even getting Bio off on. The class that really excels in this dungeon, to be honest, is Black Mage, because by now Black Mage has an AoE attack that really makes short work of these guys. Flambeau coming out of the top. And here is the boss. This one actually takes a little bit to kill, so I'll drop both of my dots on it. But as you can see, this thing is already dying pretty quick. This boss is just really about being able to pick up a bunch of enemies that appear from all over the arena, which is a mechanic that you'll see in a lot of later boss fights. Plundered goggles. I already have one, so I will pass. Come on, I want the chest piece for casters. So all I need is a chest piece, and I'll have the entire ensemble. Again, statistically, it isn't any better than what I already have equipped. It just has a different look to it. There's a chest back there. I will refresh my ether flow so that my ability can be retiming while we're going down the elevator. Oh, I got complimented on how cute Violet is. Well, that's what I was going for. glad I'm not the only one who thinks Violet's absolutely adorable. Yeah, in these rooms, I'm loving this conversation in the chat. In these rooms, getting distracted, by killing these blasting caps, you'll get the fire sand you need to enter the next blast door. Whoa, I'm having some slight lag issues here. Alright, haha, this is a fun little boss. Okay, so in this boss, trying to directly attack this guy isn't going to do much good. I'll have my, you know, I'll drop the dots on him, just for the heck of it, but in reality, what you need to do is activate the blasting device. The blasting cap will show up. Do not attack it. The tank will try to draw the blasting cap into proximity of the slime. The blasting cap will go off and hopefully hit the slime and split it. There we go. And you just keep doing this. Yeah, when you're playing Alchemist Summer on this, make sure your pet is attacking the slimes, even though it's not going to do any good. You do not want to attack the bombs under any circumstances. Now, eventually, there we go, a Spriggan's going to show up and try to attack the bomb. We're going to kill it before it does. Then make sure you have your pet obey and attack the Icarus Ire. Okay, bomb number 2 went off. Now we split the boss into 4. Tank is going to pick up all of that. Keep your pet attacking the slimes. Activate the blasting device once the plunger's up. Blasting cap shows up. Keep the pet attacking the slimes. Are you sensing a pattern here? Attack the Spriggans. Spriggans taken care of. Keep your pet attacking the slimes. And now that it's split into 8, we can destroy them. This is where if you're a black mage, you just take them down in one blast. Alright, now that's done. Pick up the fire sand, thank you. I will agree on that, and I think... Oh, this is actually... I'll roll on that. These ethereal items are not unique, so you can keep rolling on as many of those as you want. It's going to be probably about equivalent to what I already have. I'm just going to swap it out to start getting a Spirit Bomb, or Spirit Bomb. This is not Dragon Ball Z, Nate. Spirit Bond is what I was trying to say. If you're looking at the local clock, it is in fact 11:30 p.m. and this is going to be the last thing I do tonight. It's starting to get a little punchy if you haven't already figured it out. This is, of course, assuming that anybody is going to be watching this. And if you are, God bless you. and I hope you are enjoying yourself. Again, not really much to say about these guys. I'd say probably try to whittle down the Heka as soon as you can, because they hit pretty hard. They're a pretty big old axe. There's a lot of ways to go in this room, and so just follow the tank's lead, as always. Alright, so our... Oh, I better skip. They're going. So, we've confirmed with our party that we are going to be doing the burn strat on this. So, we're not going to worry about the ads at all. There are going to be some ads that appear as soon as he destroys that boulder. But we have resolved that we're going to let the ads do their thing. The ads are going to try to destroy other boulders and create more ads, which could be a problem if it weren't for the fact that we're absolutely destroying this guy. So this is a guy who has mechanics, but he's weak enough that you really don't have to worry about him. So you just tank and spank, as they say. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Thanking the party. She is absolutely adorable. And I'm going to commend the tank, because the tank thinks I'm cute. And I'll agree on that. Still no combos, but I'm a summoner. I don't expect to get combos. Okay, so that was Copperbell Mines. Again, another nice, easy by the books run. Next one may take a little bit to get to, as actually there aren't any new duties unlocked for a little bit in the story. So I'm going to work my way through some of the story. Next time I will be coming back for our first normal mode trial. That will be Ifrit, and we will discuss a little bit of the new abilities that you're going to have for that fight, which I don't think is much. I think it sinks to 23, if I'm not mistaken. And I don't think, yeah, the only thing you get, you may have lucid dreaming, which I'll discuss lucid dreaming just briefly. It cuts the enmity that you have by half, so it makes enemies more prone to ignore you, and it will also regenerate your MP for a brief period of time. Very useful thing for all casters. I'm going to go ahead and slot it, though it may be a while before I actually get to use it. Okay, well, until then, you all have a wonderful day. I am going to finish some stuff up and get some much needed sleep. And until next time.